Hi, algebra students, it's Mrs. Clear. This is going to be a lesson to just kind of get you started on your second remote day for your second week. So either Friday the 23rd, if you're going by what we suggest, Tuesday the 27th, you'll need this blue sheet that your teacher gave you. What we want you to do is go through and solve each of these or simplify each of these by multiplying. And then just like we try to do with math is try to make things easier by looking for patterns. So when you find that pattern, we want you to go back to Schoology and submit those three patterns that you notice after we do this investigation. So I wanted to kind of start with just a little bit of examples for you using algebra tiles. We used algebra tiles in my class just to get a good visual of this area model of multiplication. So if we just looked at this first one of the binomial, it's a binomial because it has two terms. A term, remember, is a variable or a number or a product. And so x plus 2 times x plus 2 if we're squaring that binomial. So area model, we use this with algebra tiles to show the length and the width. And this would be an x tile. So here's one x, and sorry, this would be the number 1. Okay. So x plus 2 on the length and x plus 2 on the width. And then we multiply this using partial products, all right? So I've got the two terms here. I'll have two columns. I have two terms here. I'll have two rows. And so that's going to create 4 partial products that I will combine and simplify so I express it as a polynomial when I'm done, right? So x times x we'll start with. And that would give me this x squared tile. Okay. Then x times 1, just x. X times 1, x. So I've multiplied the first term by everything on the length. Let's multiply the second term on the width by everything on the length. 1 times x is x. And 1 times x is x. And then we get 1 times 1. 1 times 1. Technically, I could just jump to saying, well, this is really 2 times 2, those terms, right? So this is the product that I get from multiplying those factors, right? So here's my product, factor, factor, product, and it's going to be x squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4, right? So x squared plus 4x plus 4, okay? So x squared plus 4x plus 4. Now, I'm not going to do it with tiles again, but you get the idea to visualize that. I am going to use the area model, though, for this and just try to create a rectangle to show the area. X minus 2 is one of the factors, that binomial. I'm going to split it into 2 columns. And x minus 2 is the second factor, that binomial. Since it has 2 terms, I'm going to do 2 rows for it. So here are my 4 partial products. It's not meant to represent it proportionally. It's just going to show me the 4 partial products, okay? So I would say, well, x times x is x squared, and x times negative 2, negative 2x, negative 2 times x, negative 2x, and negative 2 times negative 2 is a positive 4. Now, when I write the product, I have to simplify or combine my like terms. And oftentimes, well, when we are multiplying with this model, with a binomial times a binomial, on the diagonal, we usually have these like terms that we can combine. So x squared minus 4x plus 4, right? Now, the other thing I want to remind you of is you could just do distributive property, which is all this is modeling anyway. You could just do a distributive property model. And one of the ways that you can do it with binomials, binomial times a binomial, is to do this FOIL method. And FOIL, first, outer, inner, last, remember? This is our first terms. That's going to be x times x, or x squared. Our outer terms are x and -2, so -2x. The inner terms are right in here, 2 times x, +2x. And the last terms are right here. We would get -4, right? And it's this outer and inner that are usually our like terms that we can simplify and combine. And that -2x and a +2x going to eliminate, right? And I wind up with just x squared -4. So here we had a trinomial, right? Trinomial, and here we have a binomial as our product, right? Now remember, this is our little foil face, supposedly it's supposed to look like, right? Whatever method you want to do is fine, but it is really important that you remember to get all of the partial products and not skip any. Don't try to do it in your head, all right? So you should be showing your work so that you can show that to your teacher when you get back into class. And again, when you're done, you're going to be submitting your last row of answers. So we're going to ask that you leave this top row blank. And don't write down here at the bottom. We're probably going to be filling in some stuff at the bottom as well when you get back in class. But yes, put your answers in here. And when you're done, we try to find that pattern. What if we generalized it and didn't have numbers, but just variables in there? What would it look like? This row is what you're going to submit in Schoology, okay? All right, I hope you do well. If you do have any concerns or anything, make sure you're reaching out to your teacher by email or even using the TMS support line, okay? All right, good luck.